Now the royal family could shut down Harry and Meghan's new website after the pair revived their Royal Sussex title and a coat of arms, despite having very publicly left the institution. The couple also came under fire for describing themselves on the site as humanitarians, environmental campaigners and mental health advocates. Is there no end to their talents? Joining me now, talkTV's royal correspondent, Rupert Bell. I thought I'd misread this story, Rupert, when I first saw it. I thought, hang on, someone's having a right giraffe on this one, surely. But apparently it's all true. They've reinstated their own titles, the royal crest is there as well, and frankly, next to Mother Teresa or Mahatma Gandhi, this pair are going to solve the ills of the entire planet.
It is pretty self-indulgent, the whole website. And it does reflect their overriding dependency on their royal connection. And in many ways, yes, he wanted to come back and see his father last week, did Prince Harry. But it was, given all the relaunching and everything that's going on, it certainly then wouldn't have done any harm in his mind about how it cements where he comes from. And this introduction, we're saying Prince, you know, Meghan and Harry, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, with the crest. Now, I think it's the crest that is the thing you actually have to take the most from the sort of front page of their website, because that is definitely hinting that they are part of the royal family, something they don't want to be part of. Their name is the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, so you can say, well, that's what they're called. So that's where they're sort of highlighting where they're at. But it clearly, and he is calling himself Prince Harry as well, they want to be and need the royal family for the oxygen of publicity. And there's no more than that's what it's about. They don't want to be part of it, but they need it desperately. And when you further look into about Meghan, about how she was her very successful podcast, well, it was so successful that it wasn't recommissioned. Yes, it got lots of listeners to begin with, but overall, it was a pretty self-indulgent piece of podcasting. And obviously with Harry, he too is trying to make sure he seems relevant, but he's embroiled in one of his charities having some issues. So it's not plain sailing, but they are trying to present that everything is in the suite in the Montecito garden.
Yeah, indeed. And it's Sussex.com, their new website, apparently. I don't know how they managed to get hold of that. I would have thought the county of Sussex might have had that before them.
Well, I believe it was registered back in 1995, but I may be wrong there. But presumably not with them. Maybe they've had to buy it.
Yeah, quite possibly.
I've no idea, but someone back in the day sort of bought websites and domains, and maybe that's how they secured it. Possibly that's me speculating rather than having any basis of fact there. But overall, you can see they are dependent, and the way it's being couched, that they believe the significance of what they're doing. And yes, I'm sure they are doing some good work, but overall, they are desperate to be seen, to be out there and endlessly feeling the need to be loved. But actually, the royal family are probably just going, oh, here we go again.
I know, and the kind of timing of it with everything that's going on back home. I mean, this website clearly says we are members of the royal family. There's no doubt about it. That's what they're trying to tell people. The side of Harry that everybody did take to once upon a time, of course, was his work with the Invictus Games. He flies off to Canada. I don't know whether the environmentalist will be going on a private jet, but we'll wait and see on that one, Rupert. But he's off to Canada for the Invictus Games in Vancouver.
Yes, and he's promoting that now, which is a year away. Now, yes, it is something that's hugely important to him. And it's interesting that this rebranding has been done around this time as well, when he's about to go and be publicising something that he has been passionate about. And as an ex-serviceman, I absolutely applaud the initiative of what he's done here. So I don't have a problem with what he's doing with regard to the Invictus Games. It's not easy trying to drum up sort of funds for it, and clearly he has an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But elsewhere, it's not so easy for him and Meghan to be seen to be relevant. But the Invictus Games, for Harry, he is definitely relevant. But what you're also increasingly seeing is Meghan getting more and more into the centre spotlight, because she believes it's good for her image as well.
Indeed.